One thing that I've always associated with you as both a tuba player and as a composer is your interest in electronic and electroacoustic music. How did you first become interested in this kind of music? And when was your first encounter with someone doing, I've put in quotes in my question, electric tuba?
I think there's like two people that come to mind that really got me like the fire lit for me about that kind of stuff. And one is a guy that never does anything with electronics. It's all like acoustic effects, but it's Nat McIntosh.
Yeah.
Do you know that guy from
I don't know him. I
Youngblood?
know the name. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Youngblood Brass Band. For those of you out there, Youngblood Brass Band is the best. They got that song Brooklyn.
Yeah.
That one's great. But he's got number one, he's a great tuba player, but he does a lot of like effects. And with Youngblood, a lot of their early catalog is like New Orleans style brass band, but then there's a DJ. So there's like kind of like a marrying of the two things. You got this old school, totally analog, whatever, acoustic instruments. That's the way to phrase it. And then this new kind of blending hip hop DJ in with the brass. And just thinking back, that's what I listened to in high school all the time. So no wonder like that's my main focus now. It's like how do I combine my interest in like hip hop, electronic music? How do I combine that with brass stuff? So he was the first one, and then
So
Wolf and Tuba. Sorry.
I just want to ask you when you say acoustic effects
Yeah.
on the tuba, what do you mean by that? Because when I think of electronic effects, I think of like delay and reverb and distortion and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, when you put acoustic in front of that, it's something that the player is physically doing to make those sounds. Am I right?
Yeah. So he's like I mean, it's basically extended techniques. So he's doing multiphonics, kind of like percussive vocal effects, beatboxing into the instrument. And he's got like this acousticon concept where he tries to sound like an upright bass on the sousaphone. But the way that he just can manipulate his sound, it's incredible. And so I try to do that on all the horns. Like if I'm playing F tuba, I can still try to sound like a string bass. C tuba it's a little easier, but just trying to be malleable and like a chameleon for whatever ensemble that you're playing in. Listening to Nat do it just on one album, he'll show off all the different sounds that he has. It's like, oh, it's serving the music in a different way when he plays this way. If he puts a little bit more front on the note, it has this more style. If he's more focused on the sustain, it kind of gives this it's like more of a ballad, a little bit more heft to it.
Yeah.
So then I translated that over to my like just normal tuba playing.
Cool.
And then trying to combine it with electronics is what yeah, that's where it started.
That's awesome. So there's Nat, and then there was someone else.
Yeah, Brian Wolf is the guy's name. He's got an act called Wolf and Tuba.
Mm,
And
that
so
sounds awesome.
it started out with it is great. It started out with just like tuba and drum machines, and then he's sort of evolved too. So now he's got like a I don't know what the brand is, but he's got like a little baby tuba, little itty bitty guy, a little tiny tuba, like a travel tuba, where he's got like a pickup mic drilled into it's either the
Oh, sweet.
mouthpiece or the
Yeah.
lead pipe. I think it's on the mouthpiece, but he's like running his tuba through effects, and then he's got like kind of backing tracks going. But he's just really good at it. Brian Wolf, yeah, he's one of the OGs for me. But hearing that, and then coming to school, I was a music technology major, so it only made sense to combine the stuff I was doing in my tuba lessons with the stuff I was learning with Ableton Live and Max MSP. Because I could see that you can get signal into the programs. So I'm like, all right, let me get a mic on this. Let me run this tuba through this distortion chain that I just made in Max MSP and like see what it sounds like. And honestly, like for the first 8 years of it, kind of garbage. Like it's cool, you can get some good effects, but to like really figure out what sound you're going for and then try to achieve that, that's a different process. But I spent a lot of time in like the research department trying
Yeah.
to
I mean,
see what works.
what you're describing is like the foundation which the rest of what you do has been built upon.
Yeah.
And a lot of that foundation is going to be like experimenting like you're describing.
And like just running the acoustic tuba through all kinds of effects change just to make it sound like it's going down a garbage disposal or something. And for like a good portion of my career, that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
How do I like degrade the sound of the tuba so much that you're like, what is this?
Yeah.
What is this sound?
Is there a philosophical reason that you wanted to make the tuba sound like literal trash?
It's
A-
interesting.
and when I say that, I mean I don't mean that in a negative way, because I really appreciate when a composer, when an artist in general kind of makes the focus point degradation of something. I think that really illustrates something about the world we live in a lot of ways. Were you thinking about something kind of, I don't know, intellectual, heady like that, or did you just like the sound?
I think I don't know. There might be some more philosophical, like the punk rock aspect of it.
Yeah,
Like there was so much virtuosity with guitar in the 60s and 70s. And then it comes along to like grunge and punk. Like, we're going to distort this so much that you can barely discern pitch. How about that? This is the lead instrument now. And so I think that, like, I went to the grad school, studying how to make like the absolute best sound on the instrument, which I still think is valid. I'm still chasing that sound every day when I'm practicing. But I think the other side of me wants to like put a little bit of grit into it still. Like, what if you can still make a great sound, but then totally destroy it for the
mm,
sake of art? I think
yeah,
that's fun.
that's
I think
great.
that's, yeah, it's a little punk rock for you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Micromaker by Loose Leaf Transmissions. We hope you enjoyed this brief glimpse into the inner workings of the creative life. If this resonated with you, be sure to check out the full conversation on Music Maker with Tyler Klein, a podcast exploring craft and process, philosophy and inspiration, and the honest, often messy parts of being an artist, creative uncertainty, purpose and identity, and resilience. You can find Music Maker wherever you get your podcasts or by visiting musicmakerpodcast.com.